Morning fishers, welcome to another episode of WA Fishing. Today, heading out with my cousin. We're just going to hit the water and get some crabs. Yes, they've opened up crab season in Cockburn Sound, and we'll go for a bit of a dive and maybe a bit of a net, and we'll see what we can get. Boat ramp and just float around on the back of the boat, towed by a rope, which is, in my opinion, one of the better ways of finding crabs. And I'll be in the water, and if we find any ockies as well, that'd be an added bonus as well. What we'll also do is we'll run through how I cook my crabs. It's a bit different to maybe what you do at home, but trust me, it's bloody good. Pretty easy. It's not anything fancy, but what we'll do is we'll cook some crabs and garlic infuse them basically, and I'll show you how I do that. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. In my opinion, this is the best way to find crabs, is get someone to tow you behind the boat on a rope. I'll just yell at you when I see one, alright? I've tried all different methods, whether it be netting, scooping, snorkeling. This is by far the most quick and effective way to get your limit and find the crabs and where they're located. Now you'll see in this video we don't target the female crabs, we only get the blue males. That's because generally they don't hold as much meat in the claws and etc. And also the females bloody hurt. You see I'm wearing gloves and neoprene wetsuit, and that's for good reason, but they still manage to hurt. Now this is still very early in the season, so the numbers aren't very big at the moment, so I'll just spare you me swimming and floating around at the back of the boat until we find some. One. Good start. Hey, sweetheart. Yep. It's pink too. Bobby one, I'll check though. A little too short. I know, I've got the gauge.
1 mil, mate.
That's all she said.
Now you'll notice some mooring and some debris where some ockies can hide in the background. However, I can tell you there's nothing in them because there's no octopus's garden. If you've been in the water and seen a few ockies over the years, you'll know what I'm talking about.
There's some good ockie pots down here.
Now it's unusual for these to not have ockies, these types of hides, so I can only assume that someone's been through these before we actually came out for a swim today.
Give me the snorkel, because I want to hang down there.
Yeah, grab this.
It's alright. I got. Hey. Just reverse, you're right. I just don't want to exhaust myself on these pots already. There's like 4 or 5 down there.
Now it's hard to explain what ockies look like underwater. All I can say is that they're very well camouflaged. Sometimes you can see the tentacles or the suckers. They're quite obvious, some cat's eyes, but particularly looking for signs of an octopus's garden at the front of the ockie hides. So having done this for many years, you won't see me dive down, as I know there's no ockies in these hides from this distance.
Without me going down, there's no real sign, but you know, the octopus's garden, not seeing much, but it's about four pots here. Oh, I can't see any signs of anything good. Yeah, there's nothing around it. Yeah, they're not sticking out the pots, that's what I mean. Well, there's 2 in it. Was that size? This one? Looked like it. That's right.
They seem to be up in this area still.
Yeah. Well, there's a female down here, but there was another small one there, but big boy with 1 claw.
Now this was probably the biggest crab for the day, and unfortunately I had 1 claw.
Big old boy, mate, look at it. With 1 fucking claw.
That might be like, you know, the one I got the other day, single. That was 150. And someone's ripped the nipples off.
I've seen a few wars, that one.
Fuck yeah.
You see all the barnacles and shit.
Go past too, but
Well, there's all moorings there, but
you can tell when they're in there. You get a first sign.
yeah, I'm just looking for anything that's obvious, you know. Cause you just get exhausted, keep diving on occupots. It's like,
I don't like them. I prefer moorings.
yeah.
But I need to get all the marks in.
Well, I mean, occupots and moorings, you know, same.
I can do that. You drive and I'll swim.
Nah, you just give me the snorkel, you just stay down. There's about 15-20 minutes of air in that.
I might invest in one.
Now what I'm talking about here is I have a snorkel or a small air tank. They're really great devices, particularly if you do a lot of occying and this type of diving. They hold about 15 to 25 minutes of air depending on your usage, and you can pump them up at home with a hand pump, but that's a lot of work, so I actually have an air compressor pump and a dryer, so it gives dry oxygen or air into the tank. Now you don't need one of these little air tanks to catch ockies or crabs or whatever, but if you're diving on occupots consistently using this sort of method, trust me, it gets pretty exhausting after about 5 or 6 pots, and you start to get really tired. Now you won't see me dive on any occupots today because we didn't see any or use the snorkel, but maybe we'll do a future video on occying and share it with everyone.
Yeah.
Now this is a female. I know I said I don't usually catch them, but my cousin, I wasn't too sure if he'd like to keep some. Everybody has their own personal preferences. Myself, I like the males to keep and let the females breed.
These two, the female size, but a male definitely not. I don't know if you want a female. Let him go. Oh, good. Another two. Yeah, I just check it first. Hang on. Yeah, she's good. Oh, it didn't want to let go, but it's 128, that one. Just under.
So this is where my GoPro battery starts to die off, so we'll end the diving piece of this video. But basically we got 8 crabs in total, and that was with me just in the water. After about 45 minutes or so, I started to get a bit crampy, so it was time to swap over, but we decided to call it quits at 8 and not swap over for those last 2 because it wasn't worth it. But hope you enjoyed the video so far. We're going to jump into the catch and cook, so stay tuned. Now this, in my opinion, is probably the best and easiest recipe you can do. Basically, peel the shell of the crab, clean them out, take out the gills and the guts. Then make up a mixture of butter and garlic, as you can see here. And then shove that garlic butter into the crevice of the crab. And then we'll chuck it on the frying pan with a lid. And trust me, this will be the best crab you've ever had. And a lot better than what you can have boiling crab, or I guess chili crab, in my opinion. There's a lot more work in chili crab, but these are bloody delicious. Whilst it may seem simple, but this garlic actually infuses through the meat as it cooks, and it's really nice. Now, I've been doing the same recipe for about 25 years, believe it or not, and it's been a family favourite since then, so take my word for it. Now, you only need your pan on a medium-low heat because you don't want to burn the bottom of the crab, and just let that steam its own juices, and the umami flavours and the saltiness from the ocean water is 10 times that you can get when you boil a crab. Now, you know when they're cooked because all the garlic and the butter would have melted and the crab turns a nice red orangey colour, as you would expect, and this is when they're done. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.